Donald Trump cares about one thing more than anything else: golf. That alone shows just how shaken he must be, because today his golf trip was clearly ruined. A leaked phone call exposed Trump having a full-blown screaming meltdown, revealing just how panicked he and his administration are about the crimes surrounding them. We're going to break down Trump's explosive phone call, explain why it proves his golf trip was destroyed, and show how he ended up humiliating both Erica Kirk and Charlie Kirk in the process. There's a lot to unpack, but before we dive in, please take a moment to like this video, and if you enjoy our content and haven't already, hit the subscribe button. It really helps support our work. Now, before getting into Trump's meltdown and why it was such an embarrassment, let's start at where it all began: Charlie Kirk's America Fest this year, which featured many speakers before Trump's leaked call, starting with one of the most unintentionally hilarious moments of all, a warning from Mike Johnson that you're definitely going to want to hear.
Everything, as has been said here, everything is on the line in the midterms of 2026, and we have much more to do. But if we lose the House majority, the radical left, as you've already heard, is going to impeach President Trump. They're going to create absolute chaos. We cannot let that happen.
So frightening, so terrifying. Donald Trump might get impeached if Democrats take back the House. Honestly? Sign me up, Mike. Where do I register? Is there a sign-up sheet? Can I pre-register? I've got my wallet right here. Do you take cash? Because yeah, let's do it. That sounds great. I genuinely don't see what's supposed to be scary about that. And ironically, there are Republicans right now who are threatening to introduce articles of impeachment against Donald Trump themselves. The only person who seems hesitant is Senator Tim Kaine, who, frankly, already showed a lack of backbone during the government shutdown. So that's not exactly shocking. America Fest is supposed to be Turning Point USA's big hype event: loud, energized, celebratory. And yet, Donald Trump managed to make the entire thing look ridiculous when he called in. But before we even get to Trump's meltdown, we have to talk about who helped set the stage for it. That would be J.D. Vance, with all of his complaining and grievance-filled ranting. It was the most chaotic and awkward build-up imaginable before Trump's phone call. And for some reason, it all kicked off with J.D. Vance attacking Jasmine Crockett.
And Jasmine Crockett. Oh, Jasmine Crockett. The record speaks for itself. She wants to be a senator, though her street girl persona is about as real as her nails. But ask...
These people are such losers, constant complainers, whiners, and frankly, pathetic. Do we really need more words to describe them, or can we just point to J.D. Vance and his insecure behavior? This is the same man who had someone deported simply for having a meme of him on their phone. That tells you everything you need to know about how thin-skinned and fragile he is. So when J.D. Vance goes after Jasmine Crockett, it's obvious what's really happening. He desperately wants to be Donald Trump. And while I won't give Trump any praise, it's undeniable that Trump can command a room in a way J.D. Vance simply can't. Trump has more presence, more charisma. J.D. Vance has none of that. He's hollow, awkward, and completely lacking substance. You can see it clearly in how he presents himself and how he constantly tries to play the victim, and that's exactly what he's doing here.
In the United States of America, you don't have to apologize for being white anymore.
J.D. Vance says, "We're not going to apologize for being white," as if he's some kind of victim. Oh my God. How difficult his life must be. This is a guy who had his entire career handed to him on a silver platter. He's from Ohio, trashed his own family and hometown, called the people around him stupid. and somehow parlayed that into a cushy private equity career. 2 years in the Senate doing absolutely nothing but complaining, and suddenly he's vice president. The truth is simple. J.D. Vance is a whiner. That's what modern conservatives do. They constantly play the victim. They complain, moan, and invent fake scenarios where they're supposedly under attack, then expect everyone else to care. It's exhausting, and honestly, it's meaningless. There are far more serious issues happening in the world than J.D. Vance pretending he's persecuted for being white. And if we're talking about real cultural or racial dynamics, maybe he should reflect on how often he mocks or diminishes his own wife's background. But apparently, that doesn't register with him. J.D. Vance doesn't see beyond his own manufactured grievances, and that mindset explains exactly why he talks the way he does about Donald Trump's record. Right before we get into the now exposed screaming meltdown phone call.
Next month will be the official one-year anniversary of the Trump administration, and I am damn proud of our record so far.
Proud of the record, J.D. Vance said. And that statement alone could become a powerful campaign ad for Democrats in 2028. But what exactly is this so-called record he's proud of? Higher prices, no meaningful release of the Epstein files, and reckless foreign policy moves like escalating tensions with Venezuela. It's hardly a list of accomplishments. That context helps explain why Donald Trump chose to retreat to his golf course for a day of leisure, and why even then things didn't go smoothly. Instead, reports indicate he lost his temper during a phone call with Don Jr., revealing just how much pressure he's under.
I wanted to call in a little guest. He may not be here today, but I wanted to make sure he had a chance to say hi. Mr. President?
Hello, everybody.
Can you guys hear?
I want to be with you, but I'll be with you soon. And I just want to say that nobody did more for me than Charlie, and there's nobody better than Erica. And you are the greatest people on earth. We won in a landslide, and we're going to continue to do it. And I just want to thank everybody. You got out there, and they voted, and they pressed doorbells. And I just want to thank you all, and I hope my son's doing a good job representing me. Otherwise, I'll have to say, you're fired, Don. You're fired. So thank you very much, and have a great day. And I hope Don makes a great speech. If he doesn't make a great speech, let me know about it. I'll give him hell.
Well, Dad, there's literally...
Everybody, Don, go have a good time. And say hello to Erica. Go have a good time, everybody.
Well, there's 30,000 young patriots in this room. The movement continues. They're looking forward to supporting you and everything that you, Charlie, and really everyone that's part of this movement stands for. So thanks, Dad. We appreciate it. We love you. We'll speak to you soon.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much, everybody. We love you. Have a great Christmas.
Thanks, Dad. We love you.
Thank you.
This whole situation is humiliating for people like Erica Kirk, who constantly praise Trump just to keep the grift going. From the start, this has never been about principles or values. It's about money and attention. Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk are grifters, plain and simple, and Trump sees right through them. He barely even pretended to care, literally phoning it in while golfing, showing just how little respect he has for his own supporters. America Fest wasn't about America at all. It was Trump Fest, a gathering of cultists looking for validation from a man who couldn't even bother to show up or record a video. That alone says everything. Trump doesn't care about his base. He mocks them, exploits them, and uses them for money. What he didn't expect, though, was the backlash over the Epstein files. Even among MAGA, this struck a nerve. Trump thought he could slide past it, but he was wrong. That's why continuing to push for accountability matters, and why Jamie Raskin's words here are so important.
I mean, this is a major financial, business, managerial operation and criminal operation, so it's going to be a lot more than that. And look, these names will come out. Remember that a lot of the victims know exactly who is in there, but they don't want to cross these, billionaires or government officials or people who occupy real positions of power and influence and control, because I'm certain that they've threatened to make their lives miserable, or at least made implicit threats to that effect. But it's just building up like a pressure cooker right now. These names are going to come out one way or another.
And Congressman Ro Khanna has proposed an array of options if there is evidence the administration either redacted or withheld information to protect anyone associated with Epstein's crimes. Same if further batches withhold key information. So Khanna floated subpoenas, contempt proceedings, even impeachment of Attorney General Pam Bondi and other DOJ officials. Will Democrats follow through if the DOJ does not comply with the law?
Oh, we're going to use every means within the panoply of powers that may be at our disposal. But just remember that it depends on pulling over enough Republicans to create a majority. Marjorie Taylor Greene is leaving the House on January 5th. And, Nancy Mace is running for governor. So it's not going to be easy to do that. You saw the extraordinary political mobilization that it took on the part of oversight Democrats to get the original subpoena imposed, and then the Department of Justice and Attorney General Bondi have completely been obstructing that subpoena and not complying with it. So it's like pulling teeth.
We have to keep pushing, and we have to keep asking questions. The truth is, every single question we've raised about Epstein, no matter how conspiratorial people tried to label it, has turned out to be correct. Donald Trump's level of involvement, the criminal behavior, and just how far they've gone to cover this up have been exposed again and again. This isn't a conspiracy, it's reality. And we're going to keep asking those questions on this show every single day. If you want to support that, as always, you can hit the subscribe button and leave a like on this video. If you made it to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I will see you soon.